protect these walls. You might see a beautiful painting one day, you come back tomorrow and suddenly there is graffiti all over. Or sometimes you have a wall full of graffitis and somebody comes and paints a beautiful mural. The truth is, we have to call these ones temporary art installations, okay? Because they are here today and gone tomorrow. Now, you hear me saying sometimes graffiti, sometimes mural. With the passing of time, graffiti is evolved to become a form of art. Beautiful. The definition for graffiti is actually unauthorized letters painted with a spray can. That will be the definition of graffiti. Now you have people that do graffiti that is actually very ugly. There is people that do graffiti that is actually so beautiful that is actually a new form of art, a new vocabulary in art. When there is no letters, then we cannot call it graffiti. We have to refer to as murals. True? Yeah, some of them are really amazing. And what is so amazing is also the size of this. It's very hard to keep proportions when you're painting in such a large scale. Now, let me sit down so I see what we are seeing. Now, there was at one point an artist who did the sculptures. Like most artists, he didn't have money for materials. So he collected things that he found on the street. At one point, he was collecting rubber tires that people leave behind, and he cut the rubber and started slicing and started braiding them, and he made sculptures made out of rubber. They are very heavy, I want you to know. But anyway, in that building in front of us, you see on the sidewalk what it looks like the head of a Neptune, right there in front of us. As we turn around, probably you will see it on this side. That's one of the sculptures. Somebody tried to move it so it will face the street, but actually it's so heavy. They turn it around a little bit, but see, right there? Amazing, huh?
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, a few years later, he actually, at one point, there was a pile of pallets. He started taking the wood from pallets and started making this sculpture that you see here that looks like a sitting man. It's all done with wood from the pallets.
Oh, wow.
Now, the car that was in an accident, it was there before. He leaned the sculpture on the car.
Oh, wow.
But it's an amazing sculpture, no?
Yeah.
Now you notice somebody has already vandalized and graffiti all over him. But if he has a position that he looks at like that, he used to have a rubber tire on the hand. So he was like looking through the looking glass.
Oh.
Somebody went up trying to take a picture sticking through the rubber, and of course it made a collapse. It fell off. Now there is more sculptures around in this woody area that is here. There is also some sculptures that are made with different pieces of cars and metals that he found around. There is also those mushrooms that he made there. Now, when you see sometimes what it used to be a very simple lines of blue and white, some people started doing graffiti. So sometimes the combination of the layers of graffiti makes it very interesting. Sometimes it's a wall that is subdivided in different areas, and you have different artists making different things. It's the quantity that you have here. Now, speaking about graffiti, this wall that is right here behind this building is amazing. Some of the graffitis is so beautiful. So beautifully done. The colors are beautiful. The center of attention. This wall here. In December, we saw an artist that started painting that wall. And little by little, suddenly it started taking shape, and suddenly we saw this girl, beautiful girl there in the center of the thing. On both sides of the mural, you have images. One is a landmark in Cuba that is actually a Spanish fortress. They call it El Morro. On this side, on the far side. And the other one, you see that tower that was I pointed out in downtown Miami? That is now the Museum of the Cuban Migration. Well, so obviously we're talking the waters in between Cuba and Miami. But one day, he stopped painting. It was gone. And I kept saying, well, he hasn't finished. His hands, they still unfinished. Well, when it passed, 1 month, 2 months, and he's not coming, then you start thinking, true? Maybe it was the intentions to leave it unfinished. Maybe it's just to express the idea that the relationship between Cuba and Miami is not over, it's not finished. We haven't finished telling the story between that connection between the two things. But our driver, Juan, which actually is from Cuba, he looked at that and he says, just a different way. He says, these blue hands, they're almost like a ghostly image, maybe like a dead person. To him, he's trying to represent all those people that lost their life crossing the waters in search of peace and liberty. They crossed those waters in between Cuba and Miami. So I guess we will never know exactly what he meant, what the artist meant, or what happened. But you see, art makes you think, and that's actually a good thing, true? It's important. Art is very important in the culture of a place. So we see this art district is really changed, transformed Miami. Now, speaking about art, somebody looked at this small little building here and they say, oh, it's so boxy. Oh, it looks like a boombox. So with the help of some buckets from Home Depot and a wash basin that you will see on the side of the building, they made it look like a boombox. It's funny, Now we have a lot of things, and this week, it's actually 2 weeks ago, we noticed that they have made this art installation, the whole length of the wall. What is it? That's the gay pride flag, but with the trans. It's because in Florida, we have a new law, don't say gay. Forbid for the schools to mention the word gay, like it doesn't exist. They want to send everybody back to the closet. So, I guess it's in rebellion to that law. Art is sometimes it has some political expression with a distance, especially that size.
Yeah.
So he used a drone. He had a drone filming him.
Oh. Wow.
And so he was looking in the tablet what he was doing.
Oh.
That's how he actually did it. So we're going to stop for a few minutes so you can take some pictures around. We don't really have a lot of time. But hey, sun is out. This building, brand new, also was designed by an artist. It's actually WeWorks. I don't know if you know the system. They rent a desk on an office, basically. It's for the days that you need to go to the office and do something. So it's mostly parking, but it's done with this metal that is completely cut off. And at night, when the lights are on, it's beautiful, beautiful. Now we stop around here. Maybe you can do some selfies and get some material for the Instagram, no? Now these are the warehouses that was one part of the Tony Goldman properties. Tony Goldman started the collection of art, started hiring the local artists to decorate his warehouses. And it turned out to be an art collection that is really interesting and it's very special. You walk through these gardens in between and you see art. It's an outdoor museum. That's wonderful, true? Now some of these things, you see here, what I was telling you about, they bring the food trucks, this on weekends only. They bring the food trucks, they have merchandise, little stands, and then it's beautiful. Now look at this modern building over there, the size of these faces that they have painted. Actually, beautifully executed. We are going to turn around so you will see it again. Amazing, huh? This size of this neighborhood is huge, and it's all like this. I mean, it's all about art, into a form of art. Now, some of these artists had become very, very famous. One of them is coming here soon. You will notice there is a wall that looks like iridescent with some tubings in black and white. It's coming right here. It actually, amazing, that artist got hired to paint in the third floor of Miami Airport. To become very famous. His paintings sell for lots of money. This one here. See how he did the looks iridescent? Beautiful. We have another success story in the coming corner. Zach the baker. A Jewish kid, he started a kosher bakery, started making artisanal breads. Well, his breads are delicious, are very good breads. He became so popular, he landed a contract with Whole Foods supermarkets. All the Whole Foods supermarkets in the South Florida area, they have a little bread boutique by Zach the baker. And every day he delivers the bread. Now, some of the artists are actually very easy to recognize. They have a style that is very strong, very defined, and it's easy to recognize. Some other ones, you know, like hard to see. So, how was the morning? Was it good? Am I sending you home happy?
Yes.
We can't complain about the weather. It got better. I didn't think that it was going to be. You know, and actually that's not what they announced neither. So I think somebody has connections up there. It's a lot, it's very, very large. Artists everywhere. Sometimes it's more interesting than others. But some places, you know, I wouldn't mind to have it in my house. Some of this art is beautiful. And as I say, it's ever changing also. Sometimes you see a wall and you say, oh, how beautiful, and you come back and next week is something graffiti here. They have become very, very, very famous. Very famous. Some of them are selling their art for thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars.